The new leadership at Nissan didn't walk into an easy situation. Sales were sliding, the lineup felt tired in a few key segments, and the carmaker that once built icons looked quiet. That's exactly why the company brought in Ivan Espinosa to stop the bleed and remind everyone what Nissan used to do best: build cars that actually make you feel something. And it didn't take long to see the shift. In just a short time, the new team stabilized things and started laying out a plan that's way more aggressive than most people expected. Fresh platforms, serious expansion, long overdue redesigns, and a few surprises. That all will put Nissan right back into everyday conversations in 2027, not just among die-hard fans, but regular buyers too. So yes, big changes are coming, and in this video, we are ranking the 10 most important Nissan models arriving for the 2027 lineup. Let's get into it. Join us as we explore the world of wheels. Subscribe now and buckle up for the adventure. Number 10. 2027 Nissan Navara USA. If this actually happens, it could be one of the biggest shakeups in Nissan's truck strategy in decades. For a long time, the midsize pickup world has been split in two. Americans got the Frontier, while the rest of the planet drove the Navara. Same idea, but totally different execution. Bringing Navara to the US would send a pretty loud message. Nissan is ready to rethink how it plays in the most competitive truck market. But here's the thing. Global Navara has always been built with a different philosophy. It's more versatile and feels more modern in a few key areas. One of the biggest advantages is the suspension setup. Unlike the Frontier's old-school solid rear axle feel, the Navara uses a multi-link rear suspension that delivers a smoother ride and better stability when the bed is empty. What it could mean for the US market is simple: choice. Right now, the Frontier is all about traditional truck muscle. Big gasoline engine, rugged vibe, simple formula. A 2027 Navara arrival would introduce a more global approach, better efficiency, a more refined ride, and potentially electrified powertrains down the road. Number 9. 2027 Infiniti Q50. Nissan's luxury arm, Infiniti, is bringing some genuinely interesting upgrades into 2027. The Q50 has been one of their staple sedans for years, and the upcoming new generation feels like a serious effort to sharpen its identity in a segment that's really heating up again. The new 2027 Q50 doesn't look like a boring update. Designers gave it a cleaner, more confident face, and inside, you'll notice materials and fit and finish that actually compete with the Germans. Powertrain options feel smarter than before too. There's still a strong gasoline turbo setup for people who like that classic performance sedan vibe, but Infiniti is also teasing more electrified choices, mild hybrid, or even a plug-in in certain markets. If Infiniti delivers the promised driving quality and steering feedback, the Q50 might attract far more attention than expected. Number 8. 2027 Nissan Armada V8. The SUV's been flirting with a twin-turbo V6 for a while now. It's a promising setup, to be honest, but you can't fully satisfy the drivers of a rig this size without putting a V8 under the hood. And 2027 is Nissan's chance. Recent rollbacks in emissions rules mean the company can finally give Armada the engine it always needed. Cue a proper V8, naturally aspirated, smooth, and powerful. That also means suspension tweaks for a better ride under load. And if you think this V8 is impressive here, just wait until you see it again later on the list. Nissan is clearly saving one of its biggest surprises for last. Number 7. 2027 Nissan Z. We've gotta give the Z its proper due. For a carmaker that's been known for everyday commuters and dependable trucks, the Z has always been the pulse-quickening reminder that Nissan can build something with real character. For 2027, we expect a proper facelift, the kind of update that fans notice immediately. Inside, better integration of tech and clearer displays with more intuitive controls are expected. You still get that classic driver-focused cockpit, but with polish that keeps it feeling current. Underneath, the heart of the Z remains familiar, but the suspension and steering will be tuned to make the whole package feel tighter through corners and more confident at speed. The 2027 Z matters because it connects Nissan's past to its future. This facelift keeps the nameplate relevant in a world where sports cars can easily blend into the background. Number 6. 2027 Nissan Pathfinder Hybrid. Here's where Nissan actually gets strategic. The Pathfinder has always been one of the dependable three-row SUVs, comfortable and practical. But in the crowded midsize class, this isn't enough anymore. Everybody's leaning into electrification, and if you're not part of that game, you start losing relevance fast. The 2027 Pathfinder Hybrid is a true response to the competition, dedicated to buyers who want both power and better economy. Don't expect Highlander's level of efficiency and 35 miles per gallon. Nissan will keep more muscle. For a three-row SUV that regularly hauls kids, gear, groceries, and weekend plans, capability matters. The 2027 Pathfinder Hybrid isn't going to set the segment on fire or redefine it overnight, but it does keep Nissan competitive. Number 5. 2027 Infiniti QX55 redesign. The QX55 has been one of the more interesting moves from Infiniti recently, a coupe-styled crossover that doesn't feel like a half-baked trend chase. It sits in that segment where buyers want SUV practicality and a personality that's a bit sharper, a bit more expressive than traditional boxy designs. And in a market full of cookie-cutter crossovers, that's no small thing. But the luxury trends move fast. What felt fresh 4 years ago starts to feel dated already. The competition doesn't blink. BMW X4 and Audi Q5 Sportback have evolved, and that's why the redesign of the 2027 QX55 isn't optional. So yeah, the coupe crossover class might not be too crowded, but a sharper 2027 QX55 gives Nissan's luxury arm a real shot at holding its own, and maybe winning over some buyers who weren't even considering Infiniti a few years back. Number 4. 2027 Nissan Silvia. If there's one name that makes driving enthusiasts light up with nostalgia, it's the Silvia, the lightweight, rear-wheel drive coupe that earned iconic status from the S13 through the S15. And after more than 2 decades on the sidelines, Nissan is bringing it back. This isn't just wishful guessing anymore. Company's current leadership has openly talked about reviving the Silvia name, and development isn't just scribbles on a napkin. According to recent statements from product bosses, the automaker has already been exploring what the architecture for a modern Silvia might look like, even as it weighs what powertrain makes sense in today's landscape. The company is hiding further info, but only knowing that such a legend is coming back is enough to put it at number 4 on our top 2027 Nissan models countdown. Number 3. 2027 Nissan Rogue. While the Silvia is about making a statement, the Rogue is a workhorse, and one that actually matters to Nissan's bottom line. This is the best-selling vehicle in the lineup, for a reason. It consistently dominates the charts, and if you're talking importance, it practically demands a top-tier spot. For 2027, expect a more efficient hybrid option that keeps it competitive with the leaders in the segment. Minor styling tweaks up front and inside the cabin help it feel fresh without overhauling a formula that clearly works. Under the hood, it still delivers that smooth power that makes daily driving effortless. The ride is cozy and composed, exactly what drivers want in a compact SUV. Efficiency and comfort are balanced nicely, which is why it continues to draw more and more buyers every season. Basically, the 2027 Rogue keeps all the ingredients that made it a consistent top seller. It's the crossover that just works every day in every way. Number 2. All-new 2027 Infiniti QX65. We're not done with Infinitis yet. At number 2, Nissan's luxury branch is finally bringing some serious firepower. The QX55 was a bold experiment, a coupe crossover that stood out and did its job well enough that a bigger sibling always felt inevitable. Now it's official. The QX65 is real, and it's stepping into the mid-sized luxury realm with a lot of confidence. Underneath, it shares its bones with the recently updated QX60, which means a solid, modern platform, refined ride quality, and proven tech. But visually, this thing is a totally different vibe. The fastback roofline and long hood proportions, clearly inspired by the old FX, are the most iconic designs. The 2027 QX65 isn't meant to be practical first like the QX60. It's aimed squarely at the style-focused luxury crowd, the same territory dominated by the BMW X6. That alone explains why it ranks this high. Still, even with all that attention around the 2027 Infiniti QX65, there's one Nissan coming to steal the spotlight completely. Number 1. 2027 Nissan Titan. We said that V8 would show up again. Well, here it is, and there's no better place to be. The all-new 2027 Titan is coming back, and that alone is a huge story. For a while, it really looked like Nissan had quietly walked away from the full-size truck fight. The comeback is smarter this time. Nissan isn't betting everything on one-engine strategy. The revised V8 returns as the emotional centerpiece, the kind of power plant that speaks directly to traditional truckers who still want displacement, sound, and straightforward muscle. But it won't be the primary drivetrain. That role goes to the new twin-turbo V6, the same basic philosophy that already proved itself in the Armada. Nissan poured serious time and money into developing it, and it makes sense. This two-engine strategy is exactly the kind of move Nissan needed. The turbo V6 keeps the Titan relevant in a world shaped by efficiency rules and rising fuel costs, while the V8 keeps the truck authentic in the eyes of buyers who still judge a full-size pickup by what's under the hood. And when you're stepping into the biggest, most competitive segment in the market, you don't play it safe. That's why the 2027 Titan lands at number 1, not just because it's a truck, but because it represents Nissan's biggest gamble, and possibly its biggest comeback story. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time.